Everybody, it's Tim here with Collect Jurassic, back with another awesome toy review from Mattel Jurassic World. Again, covering a Camp Cretaceous figure, just released, Epic Roarin Tyrannosaurus Rex. Very excited about this one, an all-new Rex from Mattel. First time in a while we've got a new one of those, and we'll definitely go over some comparisons later on in the video, but let's focus on this beautiful figure right here in front of us right now. So yeah, Camp Cretaceous, pretty obvious from the packaging. If you tuned into our last review, we did a deep dive into this packaging, so I'm just going to kind of do a quick overrun of everything that has to do with Camp Cretaceous on here. Of course, we have the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous logo, this awesome background. We also have the characters right here on the side, and Toro the Carnotaurus, as well as some unnamed human characters, as well as Bumpy the Ankylosaurus. So that's kind of what makes the Camp Cretaceous box extra special from the Primal Attack stuff that we've seen later this year, or earlier this year. Also have the little Netflix show call out. That's right, Camp Cretaceous eventually will come out on Netflix, as far as we know. We haven't heard anything about it in a while, but we do have these awesome toys to kind of hype us up. So that's the Rex, right? This is getting me very excited for the show. I think this is the toy that I've probably wanted more than any of the other ones, just because it's just so cool. So I'm literally cannot wait to open this up. But let's just look at the box a little bit more. We have some diagrams on the front too. Over on the back of the box, like all the 2020 figures and pretty much all the Mattel figures, we have a kind of a render diagram of like the roaring action and how that works, and then how you can do a chomping or a thrash. We also have a little keys to the included Camp Cretaceous card and little map game that we went over in our last review, but we'll take a look at it here. And last but not least, it looks like Carnotaurus is down here in the bottom. Toro Carnotaurus, just as another figure you can buy. So that about covers it about the Rex in the box. Again, the figure looks great just in the box. The detail I can already see is just incredible throughout the whole figure, but I think we can really judge it if we go ahead and break it out of this box. So you'll just give me a second. I'm going to take a quick break and grab it out of the box, not on camera, just so it's a little cleaner. All right, here she is out of the box. Epic Roarin Tyrannosaurus Rex. In her glory, and I'm just totally overwhelmed by the detail on this thing. Definitely going to go make sure to get lots of close-up shots while I talk. That there's just detail in every part of the figure. It's really, it starts in the face. The face itself has all kinds of scales and little bumps and wrinkles, and it's just very crisp compared to some of the other Rex releases. It's just really nice. The jowls are a little bit bigger, which I think a lot of people have commented on with this Rex. It feels more like a classic Jurassic Park animatronic in that way. But the detail doesn't just stop in the head. It goes through the whole body. So the neck, the body, the torso, the tail. Even the tail has all kinds of wrinkles and scales, but the legs too, right down to the feet, like these ridges on the feet look even more pronounced than any other release of the Rex so far. So that's what really makes this figure stand out the first time you pick it up. Besides the heft of it is all that detail packed into this new sculpt. So that's what's special about this Rex in general, is that it is an all new sculpt. There might have been a little bit of retooling from a previous release, but to me it kind of looks like a brand new thing. We have all that detail. We also have some new action features too, which we'll go over. The paint job is different as well. It's not quite like the Bite and Fight T.rex, which we'll compare it a little bit. It's kind of throwing it back to the Thrash N Throw or one of those Rexes, but the brown on the back is a lot more pronounced. It's almost a little bit more defined, I guess, which maybe in the show Camp Cretaceous, the Rex has a little bit more of a stylized look, and maybe that the paint app is sort of reflecting that. The eyes too feel a little bit bigger, or at least a little bit more bright compared to some of the other Rex figures. They look bigger, but paint wise it's still pretty simple. Toenails are painted, a little bit of light color on the underbelly, but it's nothing new and wild. It's just more of like a stylized take on what we've already gotten. But sculpt and paint aside, the action feature is what really makes this Rex another really sort of exciting new Rex figure compared to the others. So, of course, a lot of 2020 figures have Primal Attack, so the T-Rex here is no different. I love the Primal Attack action because on the Rex here, look how smooth it is. You know, she can look up and she can look down, side to side. All very smooth, very fluid animation. And then, of course, you can do the roar, too, which this is the Epic Roarin Rex. So we're not just going to have a regular roar. We're going to have a shaking roar. It looks like it has a couple different roars, too. At least 3 roars. Oh, yeah. So you get a little head shaking action there. You know, sort of like in the movie when the Rex is letting out this deafening roar. The whole room shakes, and this way, like, the jaw kind of shakes. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It's not something that you see just in the movie with the Rex's head shaking, but I get what they're trying to do, and I actually really dig it. So, yeah, I mean, paired with the Primal Attack, just a really cool action. I think kids will really get after this, and it's sort of a fun new gimmick versus the Thrash and Throw. I mean, I would call this like the Thrash and Throw 2.0, really, because the whole mechanism is just a little bit smoother than Thrash and Throw for the moving with the legs. It just looks better. It doesn't look so much like a toy. It looks like an animatic. And then that roar action is just a lot of fun. It makes the neck hinges move too, which is just really fun stuff. So that's the Primal Attack feature itself. You know, articulation wise, a lot of the articulation for this Rex is tied up with the Primal Attack feature, so you're not gonna be able to like bend the neck or the head and have it stay. It's just gonna snap back because of that Primal Attack feature. Same with the mouth. I mean, you can open the mouth, but it's gonna just shut as soon as you let go of it. So would-be toy photographers, you're probably going to want to put a toothpick in there or something to get it to open up a little bit the way you want. But besides that, the arms are articulated as well. Looks like they're just going left and right. There's no ball joint or anything like that on them. And then the legs, of course, move as well. I don't think they move independently. I think they move as a unit. I'm always nervous to do that with these Primal Attack toys, to make the legs move independently of each other. So I mean, no, they do. So yeah, you can move one leg back. Oh, that's awesome. See, I'm always scared to do this, but you can do it with the Rex without breaking it. Move those legs independently, so you can put his foot up on a wrecked Jungle Explorer or something. So a little bit of added articulation there, and then the tail again is kind of with that Primal Attack action. So I think we covered the paint, the sculpt, the action features, all that stuff looking really good. But I think what people really want to know is, how does this Rex compare to all the other Rexes, which it's going to be hard to fit them all on this table all at once. So I'll do my best, and maybe I'll throw a couple other shots in of you know, showing everything side by side if they can't all fit. So first up, we're going to put this guy next to the Thrash and Throw, which my Thrash and Throw is having a little bit of trouble standing today, so bear with me. So that's the Thrash and Throw Rex. Who else should we see if we can wedge in here? Looks like we have the Bite and Fight Rex, which was one of my favorites. And then, just for comparison's sake, even though I technically consider it a different scale, we also have the Epic Roarin Rex to throw into these comparisons here. So, oh, that's hard to get everybody in frame. But yeah, I tried to pick an Epic Roarin Rex that had a totally different colorway too, which was the Lost World Bull Rex. So here's all 4 Rexes. You can see that head size, you know, these ones are all sort of in the same range, whereas Epic Roaring is kind of its own thing. And we knew that it's sort of a smaller scale figure. So we can do, we'll go ahead and just put that, oh, Bite and Fight's opening his mouth. Got a lot of dinosaurs to juggle here for this video, and not a lot of table space. So here is the Epic Roaring Rex next to the new Extreme Chompin Rex. So you can see the Extreme Chomping Rex is clearly bigger. It's bigger, it's longer, it's taller. So it's definitely bigger than the Extreme Chomping Rex, for those of you wondering. And when you put it next to the Bite and Fight Rex, I'd say that they're almost exactly the same size. You know, the Epic Roarin Rex might be its tail might be a tiny bit longer even, but its body, I would say the body of the Epic Roarin Rex is just a lot thicker than the Bite and Fight. Man, I still love the Bite and Fight. I think it's got a great paint job. I'd love to see this paint job on this sculpt just because of all that extra detail in there. But yeah, detail-wise, you can even see these two faces next to each other. One just has a lot more going on in terms of scaling and all that stuff. Even more detail around the eye. It's just like a totally reworked head sculpt. And of course, the body too has just a lot more defined molding features. And then we have the Thrash N Throw Rex, which I know a lot of people love this Rex. I've never been a huge fan of it, but I know it's a popular one. So now we can see these next to each other, and they look about the same size to me, sort of like the Bite and Fight. They look equally as long too. So these Rexes really are, between these three, the Extreme Chompin, the Bite and Fight, and the Thrash and Throw. I mean, those three Rexes really are all extremely comparable in terms of size to each other. These are the sort of the three Rexes you'd be comparing. The Extreme Chompin is its own thing, but the Extreme Roarin, the Thrash and Throw, and the Bite and Fight are all very comparable Rexes, and you know, they all have their own action features, their own little gimmicks. But you know, the Epic Roarin is an awesome new kind of Primal Attack mixed with Roar. I mean, that's just a lot of fun, where the other ones don't necessarily have that. The Bite and Fight doesn't even have electronics. It's just an action feature. So, you know, all very comparable. I'm not going to declare one is better than the other. They're definitely, you know, matters of what paint apps you like, what features you like. But I think what a lot of us can agree is that this Rex does bring a lot of new stuff to the table. You know, you got that awesome detail, you have the Primal Attack feature, and you have some really cool sort of, you know, sculpt features like the face and, you know, the reworked kind of jowls that look like a Jurassic Park, you know, old Rex. Or sorry, young Rex, I guess, if we're talking about where it falls in the timeline of the movies. But just a new head sculpt that definitely feels somehow even more like a Jurassic Rex, even though Mattel was already nailing it, and then all that sculpt throughout the entire figure. So all that paired with the, you know, the actual Epic Roar itself, I'm pretty happy with this guy. We will go ahead and get those cards and stickers out to show you guys as well. So here they are. Again, if you've seen my last video of the Carnotaurus, we went over these a little bit more in depth, so I'll try to keep it quick for this one. But we got the stickers, Bumpy, Blue are on there. And we also have the little maze, super difficult, actually really easy. Where do you put the stickers? How do you get out? And they have the answers on the back as well. So you're going to get a lot of these if you collect the Camp Cretaceous figures this year, because they come with every single figure. No different with the Rex here. So that's kind of the complete package for the Epic Roarin Rex. I definitely recommend this figure, though. I was super excited about it, and I feel like seeing it in person for the second time, not just Toy Fair, but the actual figure itself, I'm just blown away with the detail. The action feature is super fun, and most of all, I just really like that reworked head sculpt to feel more like a Jurassic Rex. So I think that about covers it. I hope you enjoyed this review, and definitely subscribe to our channel so you can keep watching some of our new Camp Cretaceous figure reviews that'll be coming out. Until next time, I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic, and thanks for watching.